I think the first thing I want to say is
Wow.
I know you made fun of me a couple episodes ago about being a podcaster
Yeah,
and not contributing to the podcast community, correct?
correct. That's what I did do.
And what did you say? You said my only contributions in the last like 5 months were what?
A couple of memes.
No, it was like you
What did
got
I
mad
say?
at me because you said I only rated one podcast 5 stars and I
And you
rated another
rated one
podcast one
cast
star.
1 star.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
want to
do.
give you an update. I rated another podcast recently.
Did you? Okay.
I want to let you know, like I'm not contributing anymore.
Okay. Can you name drop this
I'm
podcast?
not going to name drop, but
Okay.
aren't you going to ask me how many stars?
I wanted to know what kind of a podcast first. What
Uh,
kind?
it's
Video game?
it's irrelevant what kind of podcast it was.
No, it isn't. It is relevant. Are you not allowed
Let's
to
just say it's
say?
connected to one of the other podcasts I talked about.
Oh
So
no.
do you
How
can
many
you can you
stars?
ask me
Can
can
you
you
tell
ask
me how
me
many
how many stars I
how
just
many,
gave a
how
podcast?
many stars did you give a podcast?
I fucking gave it 1 star.
So your last three ratings have netted a five, a one, and a one. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
correct. You
So
think
you're
let's
bringing
be
the
honest.
podcast community down.
Let's be honest. No podcast is 5 stars.
Okay, that's fair.
We're a fucking 1 star podcast.
I was going to give
Like,
us four. I thought you were going to go with, but
no
yeah.
way.
All right, we are a 1 star podcast. I'd agree with that.
I think our
Production
stock
value.
has diminished over the years. But yeah, no podcast is 5 stars. But if it's connected to one of the other podcasts I gave 1 star.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, I did it for petty reasons.
Already know. I already 100% know. And I think it's you're right. You're actually in the
I
right.
mean,
You're allowed
listen,
to do that.
this applies to a rule that I just established a couple of days ago with something that we talked about personally, that I'm in the right to be able to do these kind of things.
Do you want to bring up that rule later?
We can bring it up later, but
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, I mean, listen, I don't have time to listen to a million podcasts. So the podcasts
Who
I do,
does?
sometimes podcasts are bad. And
Sometimes they're bad.
sometimes I don't listen to a podcast for a while and I decide it's bad now.
It's been a long time since
It's
I've
been a long
talked to
time,
them.
and my ears are like, you know what? I just want to swipe it to the 1 star.
You want to just, it's like, ju you find this to be like justice somehow.
I'm pretty much
Judge
like
Dredd?
I'm pretty
Dredd?
much Judge Dredd and like Batman combined as like a podcast reviewer.
Except like instead of a weapon like a batarang or the grappling gun or like the gun that he says X
Yeah,
fire bullets.
Lawmaker. I think it's called the Lawmaker.
Okay, the
Yeah,
lawmaker. Well, instead of those, it's you with
it's
your
my
mouse
finger.
and you
It's my
not even
finger.
a mouse. It's just your finger on the screen.
Correct.
Beep. 1 star.
I'm kind of a hero in the podcast community because I feel like, let's be honest,
Mhm.
I feel like everybody loves each other in the podcast community. Am I wrong?
You're right. They sometimes inflate their numbers.
Yes, and everyone's about positivity. And listen,
Five,
sometimes
five,
they need a
five.
bully like me to jump in and be like, no.
A dose of reality is what you are.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess Batman is he a bully? I don't really know.
Kind of. I mean, he
Was
beats
Judge
up
Dredd?
like,
Judge Dredd was a bully.
yeah, he was. Both of them were kind of
Did
bullies.
you know in the comic
Oh
books,
no.
Judge Dredd teamed up with Batman and I think like the Predator?
There's a lot of really weird crossovers nobody talks
I'm
about.
saying I think I'm lying because I actually own those comic books and they're like 5 feet away from me. So I wanted to not sound like a nerd, but then I like you kind of like kept going, so I'm like I gotta let him know I own them.
I think that's really funny, actually. I think I know a guy in this pornography.
Yeah, I think I
I don't
know
know.
that. I think I heard of this VR porn. I'm gonna look it up.
As soon as this episode's over, I'm gonna look into it. Are you sure?
Yeah, one of my
Yep.
favorite things about the previous episode, the VR one,
Uh-huh.
was your idea for a VR game was the fucking a Zoom meeting VR.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to laugh about it just fucking thinking of it was the craziest thing I've ever heard because all Zoom meetings are just VR.
It's just VR. So VR. It's,
Yeah,
it's
it is
taking
a
it to the
VR
next level.
VR. Yeah.
That's what happens, dude. So are we gonna
Uh
tell everyone what like teaser about the episode? Like they tuned in for a specific
oh,
reason,
what
right?
this current episode is about?
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned Judge Dredd. Who is the star of Judge Dredd?
Ah, I wish I knew the other guy's name. I forgot it. The Australian guy or New Zealand guy.
Oh, Carl Urban.
Thank you, Carl
Not.
Urban. Is what I was gonna say, but that's not who it is, obviously.
So if anyone's tuning in, they see the name of this episode. This episode is about Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa specifically, Rocky Balboa video games. But
Yeah.
we're gonna get to that later.
Yeah, that's how we
So if
do
you
in
need
this
to fast
episode.
forward and you need to check the chapter lists and you need to get past the chapters that like maybe say uh,
Gabagool.
dad porn website, or Steve Snyder
Gabagool.
boogers, or like
Oh,
all specific things that are in our lives, and
yeah.
like fast forward to like the 50-minute mark, and that's what we'll talk about this about Sylvester Stallone. Because you just told me,
Go ahead.
I guess this is sort of related to Stallone, because Stallone is sort of from Philly,
He's from
or was born in
Philadelphia.
Philly. Yeah,
I don't think he was born
Rocky's
in
from
Philadelphia,
Philly, and
dude.
this
Rocky's from
story
Philly.
that I'm about to tell you that you told me it takes place in Philly too. So you just revealed to me
It's the
that
loosest connection I've ever heard.
um you were just telling me, we were talking about my dad, and you were telling me that the funniest thing that you remember from my childhood
Uh-huh.
is that when we were younger, my dad would yell across the rooms,
Hmm.
and I'll let you fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Well, it was just the craziest thing. He would make fun of you guys,
So
specifically
this was the 90s,
you.
mind you. So
Yeah.
okay,
You and Christopher. And he would just yell across the
you're
room.
just gonna dox my brother's name.
I didn't say how it's spelled.
Okay, that's true. It could be a K.
K dot dot dot
Could be a
dot.
Y in there.
K dot 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 dot. There you
Okay,
go. All right.
there we go.
It was a pretty quick dox. And your dad would yell across the room, Daniel doesn't like girls. Daniel, and he would literally call you the F word.
I'm assuming he
I'm
would.
trying to remember. No, I feel like he did. I feel like he also. I'm trying to remember how he would do it because your dad would like be in the room and like suddenly yell like really loud.
But you told me he like would yell an oxymoron, because he at one second he would yell that we don't kiss girls,
That's what
like
it is.
no girls would kiss us, and then he would say that we don't like girls.
Yeah, yeah. He
So
would
like my
say
dad was
both.
swinging on both fences. He was like, one of them is gonna hit.
Yeah, he was right. I feel like it was like seventh grade. He was saying this to you, and he'd be
And
like,
again, like I said,
"Daniel doesn't kiss
it was the
girls."
90s, so like I'm sure he used the F slur.
Oh yeah, he 100% did.
I'm
He
sure
also
he
said
called us the N-word too at some point.
he could have. I don't know. He 100% said that you never kissed girls and
Uh,
that you didn't like girls. And then he said it about your brother K dot dot dot, who
yeah,
I won't dox, even though if
even though
anyone
you
was
already did,
listening.
and I'm not gonna edit it out.
Yeah, of course
So
not. And he
another
said
thing
it.
my dad used to do is when we used to watch sports, when they used to watch sports games in my living room when I was younger, and the cheerleaders would show up, my dad in front of my mom would just look at the cheerleaders and say, "Now that's talent." And like before, I used to be like, "Oh, that's kind of like fucked up. Like, why would you say that? Like, she's right there." And I'm sure my mom got mad. As I got older, I'm like, "That's pretty kind of funny." It's kind of shitty, but kind of funny.
It's it's a bit. You know what I mean?
But he wouldn't turn into like a cartoon. Like he wouldn't hoot and holler and whistle. He would just keep a monotone voice and say, "That's talent."
But but it's not. So like, what was he doing?
I don't
He was
know.
playing 3D chess.
There's a third thing that he says about
Okay.
a certain race of people that I'm not going to put in this episode.
That's true, actually.
What, the thing that
No,
y-
that he said it.
oh, it's true that he said it. I bring it up to
Yeah.
Nick all the time that it's the
Yeah.
craziest thing my dad ever said, but it's
Uh-huh.
even too taboo for this podcast.
Yeah, it is. Ugh. Yo,
We're revealing
shout
way too
out.
many things about my dad in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What the
I
Famicom Senior?
almost I almost wanted to bring up Big Jim. That's just the name of a thing.
That's just the name of a thing. It is the name of a thing. We're telling a lot of truths here. And this thing that you're associating with is associated with Philly. So
Is it?
you want to hear something funny, actually? Like an actual fun fact. This isn't like a dad fun fact about
Okay.
like the racist thing he said. Um, the first time that I came up with this idea to do this episode about Rocky Balboa video games
Yeah.
was in February 27th, 2020.
Wow,
Because
dude, right
I
before
remember
COVID.
bringing it up to you like
That's like
years
a month.
ago, and I looked it
That's
up.
literally right before COVID.
Yeah, and I said it to you, and I said, "Hey, do you want to do an episode about Rocky Balboa
What did I
or
say?
about Driver, the video game series?" And you said, "Fuck
Driver.
Rocky, we can do Driver."
Okay,
You
that makes
literally
sense.
said "fuck Rocky" in the text, and I'm like, "Oh my God."
Uh, yeah, probably because I've. How many Rocky movies have you seen? All of them?
Yeah, of course. Why haven't you seen all the Rocky movies?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen the
Oh,
fourth
you've
one.
never seen the ones that. Wait, you've seen Rocky Balboa? Yeah, there's.
I seen Balboa. I seen Creed 1. Did I see Creed 2? Maybe not.
So I didn't see Creed 2 until like a little while after because I definitely didn't see that in theaters.
Well, I don't know, dude.
But anyway, ever since then, I never brought it up to you again, but I kept trying to make it a thing again every time I made notes about future episodes. So I
Hmm.
looked through my note tabs
Oh, Jesus.
in my phone, and I wrote it in my phone on 8/25/2020,
Okay.
on March 2nd, 2023, and then on April 28th, 2024.
That you brought it up to me.
Different notes. I've brought it up like, hey, I wrote in the note like we can do this episode, whatever, like that. And then I just recently said it to you. I'm like, hey, how would we do this?
I feel like maybe I thought there wasn't enough for an episode in there, and that people would realize that I mix all my Rocky movies up. Maybe that's really what's going on.
Probably. I saw
That's
Rocky
terrible.
Balboa, Rocky Six, twice in one day.
Why did you see it twice in a day?
I don't know, but if anyone listens to this podcast, like a year ago or 2 years ago, I revealed that there was another movie that I saw twice in one day. Do you remember the movie I saw twice in one day?
No, I talk to you like every day. Wait, what is it?
You might remember it. Okay, they both have the same kind of like aura about them.
Mission Impossible movie.
No,
Okay.
they both are kind of worshipped. Uh, they're both Republicans. You give up?
Yeah. Damn
The other movie that I saw twice in theaters was The Passion of the Christ.
it. You saw Passion of the Christ twice? What the hell? I no,
Listen,
I
I don't know why. I just remember it happening twice in one day, and by the end of the night, I was like, I just watched the guy get whipped like 60 times in the last 12 hours.
no, it wasn't just your porn search history. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Hmm.
And there's some whipping in the porn search history.
Okay, that's fine. That's allowed. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't remember why I fucking saw. I just remember I saw it with like people and then left. As I was leaving, another friend of mine was like, "Hey, we're gonna go later to see Passion of the Christ. You want to come with me?" And I was too scared to say no because I felt like I probably thought it was sacrilegious if I said no.
I think also, do you think you'd be embarrassed to tell them you already watched it
Yeah, even
without
though that
inviting
movie made
them
like $1 billion, so like that's a movie that you can be embarrassed to say you saw in theaters, and even more embarrassed if you saw it twice.
in the single day?
So yeah, him and Rocky are both Republicans. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, that makes
they have the
sense. That
same
checks out.
aura.
Uh, yeah, sure.
Do you remember that part of the Bible where like they're trying to put him on the cross and like Jesus is doing like a southpaw jab and
Yeah,
punches Pilate?
Southpaw jab. This is the first time you've used a boxing term in your life, and I think it maybe it lands. I don't
I
know. I
think
just
it lands. Well, a southpaw is is someone who uses their left hand.
left hand. Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
I'll allow it. I'll
that
allow
was
it.
somewhat right. Did you know I was in Creed technically?
What scene? I think you mentioned this
Okay, are you
before.
ready? Ready like this.
Go ahead. Let's go.
So there's a scene in Creed where Michael B. Jordan, he's helping
Hmm.
Sylvester Stallone like fill in.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert: Michael B. Jordan's in Creed.
Yeah.
He's helping Stallone put like food in the back of a van and then take it out of the van and put it in his restaurant. And his
Uh-huh.
restaurant was the Adrian restaurant.
Yeah.
And where they were filming, there was a breakfast spot across the street that my friends were watching being filmed, and I had to like meet them.
Hmm.
So filming stopped for a second. I was able to run down the street while they were filming and run into the breakfast spot. But I saw Stallone. He looked at me. I said, "Yo, Rock." I got so nervous and he nodded at me. So like I met Stallone, so I'm kind of like
You're
already in
kind of
there.
like friends with him.
I'm kind
At
of
this
yeah.
point,
I almost got
can
him on
you
the
get
pod.
him to come on this episode later?
He might be. I don't know. He
Okay,
might make
let's
an
call
appearance
him up.
later. Hey
Stay
yo
tuned.
guys!
Oh
Oh
no,
my
I know
God, he's
it's
here.
too early for the impressions of
What
Stallone.
do you mean impressions? This is
This is actually him.
yeah.
Okay.
Yo Nick,
Hey,
how's it going?
hey, Sly, what's going on? How are you feeling lately?
This is my favorite podcast.
How many other podcasts do you listen to? One.
Just one. I give them all 1 star.
I knew it.
Oh
That's
my
what my
God, Stallone, you
co-host
give
does.
podcasts 1 stars
Yeah,
also?
it's incredible.
Yeah. Hey Nick.
Yep. I don't know where you're going. I don't like it.
Wow, what's he gonna ask? I don't even know.
I don't know. I feel like it was like editable.
You want to give me a blowjob?
Sure, Sly, for old time's sake.
You know what? I'm gonna end the call, like Sly. I'm gonna kind of kick
We've
him
had
out of the
enough.
Zoom call.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even invite him in the Zoom call.
I don't think he's ever invited
I
into a
think
Zoom call.
celebrities can kind of just
Never.
interrupt normal people's Zoom calls.
I think that would be allowed and a good idea. Like, I really do. Like, if they just were able to go in and out of Zoom
Yeah,
rooms
I like
at
that a lot.
random, yeah, I kind of think it's good.
But anyway, when I after I said hi to him and I went into the breakfast spot, they filmed the scene, so I was like 10 feet away from that entire scene in the movie. So I'm part of like the Rocky cinematic universe. I'm part
Uh,
of the RCU. I am a Dildan.
yeah, you're
Dildan, the local kid who likes to like admire to
dild.
be Rocky.
Who likes to dild? Yeah,
Who likes to dild. I'm not a kid, but
and you're not allowed near kids
I'm not allowed near
legally.
kids. Yeah.
Legally, yeah.
Rocky philia.
Rockophilia? Would that be like you molest
Where you
people who
can't be
look like
close to you
Rocky?
can't be within 10 feet of Rocky.
Okay, so you were.
Oh, so I committed Rocky philia.
Yeah, you literally did and nodded at him.
I'm trying to think of the other thing that we were about to reveal.
Was it
And
about an old classmate?
oh my God, it actually was.
See, I knew it, dude. I
So
could tell.
listen, like I
Got
said, if you're waiting for real Rocky talk, just fast forward to like an hour and 10 minutes in this episode. Even if the episode's not even an hour long, just keep going.
it. Keep
Just
going.
keep, just fucking go, leave.
Just go. Go.
So we both I don't even know what the fuck brought it up that we were again, this is attached because Rocky's from
Uh-huh.
Philly and we went to grade school in
Uh-huh.
Philly.
We did.
Okay, so this is our second Philly-based like themed episode, by the way.
This is literally every one of our episodes is technically Philly themed
Yeah, that's true.
because we just shit
Gabagool.
talk everyone in the area. You know?
Gabagool.
Yo,
Gabagool.
gabagool. Yo, gaba sandwich.
You brought up a random kid that we went to grade school with, and I haven't
Uh-huh.
heard or seen his name in like literally almost 30 years. So
What
you
if he's
bringing
running
him
for
up, I'm
president?
like, it like triggered a memory.
What if he's literally running for office in like another state and they find this clip?
Oh, I fucking hope so. I just said that I hope that someone associated with us uh gets caught with kitty porn on his work laptop.
Yeah, and I
So
said
I don't
that's messed up on multiple page.
yeah,
Like,
and it's because
hey,
so I don't
he
care
never
about
interacted
what
with
happens to
you.
people. I don't
He
care how
never
people
interacted with you. You don't even know him.
I actually personally don't even know him.
Have you ever seen him in
I've seen
person?
him, yeah. Not in
Oh, in
real life.
person. That's what I mean, IRL.
No, no.
And you hope he gets caught on his work computer, goes to jail, potentially for 20 years,
Yeah.
30 years for something that he did or didn't do. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Did you want him to have it? I don't know.
I don't know. Could I have planted it? Who knows?
Who knows? And then you want him to get potentially raped and murdered in jail,
Well,
right?
I didn't say those things.
That's
But
what they do to those
well,
people.
that's his fault.
It's not his fault. He planted it. So
Anyway, this kid we went to grade school with.
this kid we went to grade school with. I forget why he did come up. Just random answer.
Yeah, you said his random name, and I said I have a secret.
Hmm.
So his name triggered me, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't wait to talk about a thing that he's really well known for in grade school.
And
I'll
I
talk about it on
said,
the pod." And
and I
then,
said, what was it? Snakes and having a stutter.
so apparently he was known for snakes and having a stutter. It was
He
not what I was
loves
going to say.
snakes. He loves snakes, and he had a stutter. Like I think he was the only kid in our grade who had a stutter.
Oh
It
wow,
wasn't a big deal, but like I don't think
I
he
thought
like
he was
gave
like hugely
presentations.
famous for just picking his nose and eating his boogers.
Oh, did he do
That
that?
was the thing that was the big reveal.
I
Hey
don't
everyone,
know.
if you're tuning in this episode and you're like, "Oh my God," I'm actually going to put in the description
S
like big review,
S
big podcast reveal.
S dot dot S dot dot,
S
and
dot
his
dot
and he
dot.
liked snakes, so he
He
had a
liked
lot of
snakes. He had a stutter and he picked it. He
and
ate
he
his
stuttered.
boogers.
He
I
used to.
think he was the first person I knew in my life that ate their boogers. Like I probably
Did
picked
he
my
eat them?
nose.
Did anyone have like evidence of this, or is this like just
He ate the
conjecture?
evidence. How do you
No,
have
but
evidence of boogers?
I meant like, was this just one of those things where people like talk shit about a fellow classmate and say, "Oh my God, all he does is eat boogers"? Like, there's
Oh,
probably
that's true. I guess I never saw him eat the boogers.
yeah, there's
Wow, that
been
was the first like
rumor,
wow.
the
Yeah.
first fake news that ever happened.
Oh my God.
He was fake news.
He was fake news. He probably saw I hope he's okay now because I feel like I spread a
He probably
rumor.
owns a bunch of snakes.
And the snakes probably stutter.
I don't know if that's a thing, but what would a snake snuttering be?
Wow, that's fucked up. You can't do that.
I don't. I guess that is
Wait, do
kind of
any
fucked up.
snakes listen to this podcast?
Snake jazz? No,
Yes. Isn't that a game? Is that
no, it's from Rick and Morty. I know it's too new for you.
I don't.
Snake jazz. Yeah,
I don't know. But that's like a
funny.
symbol, right?
Sure, it's a symbol.
Wow. You're in a band. Hey.
Oh, dude, I thought you meant symbol with an S. You mean
No,
symbol
no.
with a C?
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just looked up your band on Spotify
I know. Go
and I
ahead.
had
Did
the
you give?
biggest laugh of my career.
He gave another 1 star, folks.
I
There he
can't.
is. He's at it again.
He said, I'm the one-star killer,
You,
the
you
one-star
are
hitman.
you are the worst. Okay, what was the big laugh about
The
my band,
biggest
huh?
laugh of my entire career was it said 0 monthly listeners.
I listened to it, so it's wrong. Okay,
Well,
we
so
have
did
like
I. So why does it say 0?
I don't know. Maybe it's big Spotify holding us down.
Oh my God. And big
We've
Spotify. Yeah.
revealed they're lying about their numbers.
Holy shit. Yeah, I was gonna say because I even took a picture of listening to it and
Yeah,
sent
I
it to
know. To
you.
show me.
So
Yep.
I don't know how they calculate
Did you
monthly
listen to the whole
listeners.
song? Be
Yeah, of
honest.
course I did.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part? What was your favorite
I
instrument?
phew, there's so many. So many favorite parts, so many instruments.
It's not.
No, I actually, if I'm being honest, I like that when whatever one I was listening to, I think it like kind of changes the last like 2 minutes into a
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
different
That's
song. Yeah.
yeah.
See?
Sultan's a
I
swing.
listen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, look at
I
you.
feel like I should be your singer though. You know? Maybe I
Well,
can
the problem.
record audio. I can record vocals like right here on this
Do you
episode.
think? Well, do you think? I think we should leave that for later in the episode. Maybe we can play half of the track and you can just sing along to it. I would really enjoy seeing that.
Would we be sued if like who owns the rights to the song?
I think my group does. So
I
I can
met your
tell
I met the guy that wrote it.
you did literally just the other like a month ago,
Yeah.
right?
Crazy.
So
Well, who knows what it's going to be when this episode comes out, right?
who knows? Also, what if he sues you?
Oh my God. And who do you testify for in court?
I don't know.
Like who do you lie about?
Even funnier. What if I like side with him and I'm like, yeah, I have no clue why he did it. It's like me playing it. Everything else, we should sue the podcast.
Yeah, we should get all the money we can.
Be a good way to
So
get out of doing the podcast. It's a great idea.
I guess what would you take from me? Because this podcast makes no money. You'd probably just take my laptop and my microphone.
Yeah, can you imagine if I like demanded all your VR porn?
That's the joke's on you. I don't own any of it.
That's true.
I
That's
just
true.
watch it.
What if I blocked it somehow?
Oh, then I'd kill you.
Yeah.
So this episode, okay, here we're finally going to talk about it.
Oh,
This
here he
episode,
is.
we decided to talk about the king himself, the king of the ring, Rocky Balboa.
Oh, of
Like I said,
course.
I had an idea 5 years ago back in February 2020, and I'm kind of glad I finally did this. I don't know why I wanted to talk about Rocky games, but we're going to talk about Rocky Balboa video games. We even played two games that we were able to play,
Oh, look at us.
two random games, because I don't think all of them were available. But when we
Oh,
come
you
back,
mean the free ones?
the free ones, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the games we played. We're going to talk about the history of Rocky and games, and yeah, rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? TKO. Is that a Rocky? Is that
No, it's total knockout. That's technical knockout. Three
yo?
knockouts in a
I'm
round.
back, Nick.
Hey, Rock, what's going on? What's going on,
Still
Sly?
want that blowjob?
Am I getting it or giving it?
I don't know. Rocky,
Let's just
you gotta get out of here, man.
gotta get out of here, Rock.
All right,
Thanks.
we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So Rocky has a lot of games. Rocky, I mean, not a lot of games, but I think Rocky Balboa has more games than you would think.
So when you originally asked me, "Hey, do you want to do a thing on Rocky?" I was like, "What is there? One Nintendo game? Maybe two?" That's literally what I thought.
Same thing. I think the only reason I knew there was more is when I looked it up 5 years ago. But before that, I assumed there was like maybe two, and then nobody. They were just generic boxing games.
Yeah,
But we looked them up, and there's what, six, seven?
eight on this,
Oh, okay.
eight here, and that's just the. Well, yeah, that's all of them, I think.
I mean, eight is better than zero.
It's better than one. Better
Even
than
one
two.
is better than zero. So if anyone complains that I gave them 1 star as a podcast, like,
It's better than
aren't you
none.
glad I didn't give you zero?
Yeah, that's 100%. That's exactly it.
So the very first Rocky game was 1983 for the ColecoVision.
Even
It was
crazier, it's
called,
Rocky 3.
yeah, it was weird because it's based off of Rocky 3.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it was called Rocky Super Action Boxing. I watched video of this. The graphics are kind of like on par with what you see from like an early 80s game, which is fine. It
Mm-hmm.
just, I think you can only fight Clubber Lang, right?
Clubber Lang. Yeah, I'm looking at it right there.
But the
Yeah.
sound effect is insane because I don't know if it's the ColecoVision or if it's got changed over time. But I think the sound effect is supposed to be the crowd, and it just goes
Uh, yeah,
like it's like a
probably.
crazy like static, and I'm like, this does not age well.
I guess, yeah. I don't think they had a way to make crowd noise, so they made it static noise. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. But there was a few. I mean, I think you would think that a chunk of them would come from the 80s, but not everyone came from the 80s, which is weird. Let me,
Are you talking
yeah,
about the
I would
second
say
one?
I would say most of them came from like the 2000s and beyond.
Which is weird because they don't like they don't register with me. I'm like, what? When was this a game?
Yeah, the second one that came out was Rocky for the Sega Master System.
That one is the one that we played, correct?
Yes. So the
This
one that
one.
we were able to play,
Uh-huh.
one of the ones we were able to play was Rocky for the Sega Master System. It was 1987. It's based on Rocky 2, 3, and 4. And so you played, is that the first one you played or the second one?
I played the other one first. I did them in
Okay.
backwards order.
So you play this. I think the graphics were like fucking amazing.
Yeah, for this year and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of loved it, to be honest.
1987. That's nuts. Yeah, this is did you win?
Well, that's the harsh words I want to say. I fucking lost, and you told me you won when you played.
Yeah, I won.
I got my ass beat.
Am I thinking of the wrong one or did I switch them?
You've never even boxed in your life. You've never even been in a fight.
Even crazier. Do you know what I do when I work out? I like do boxing to get my heart rate up.
What?
Yes, I swear to God, I do it. I do
Okay,
really
where was
heavy
that boxing when you witnessed me get punched in my face 20 years ago?
for walking W dot 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 and
Yeah, you watched a
asking
kid punch me in the face, and what did you
Mach
do?
dot
What did
dot
you do?
dot. I stood there and I let it happen.
Oh wait, so that's what you've been training for all these years?
Yeah, I'm going back. I gotta find him. I gotta borrow
Okay.
B dot dot dot's
We gotta
dog.
borrow
Okay.
can you imagine? We have to wear the same thing we wore.
We have to
It's the
dig up.
bones. It's the bones of a dog.
Yeah, we
We
can
have a
dox him
collar.
if he's dead.
We have a
Winston,
collar.
right?
We can dox him. He's dead, probably.
He's
Yeah,
dead. He's dead.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we can bring the bones of Winston, right?
Yeah, and
And why were we walking Brett, his dog?
I think he asked me to. I think he was on vacation or something. And I'm
Who
sorry,
was
I'm a
watching
good
the dog?
friend.
Hold on. Who was watching the dog?
I was.
It was in their house?
Yeah, yeah. I would go back and forth and like feed it and stuff like that.
It seems like I don't know.
It was
Okay.
a lot of work, and I
Does
probably
seem like a
should
lot
have
of work.
watched it more. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should have. Maybe this is all your fault. And we walked Winston, right?
Yeah, we
And
walked,
yep,
and I got punched in the face, and Nick just watched it. So for
I
30,
watched.
maybe 30 years, Nick has been training to go back.
I'm going back. All
All
right,
right,
we
I
have to
was gonna
find
make
the
funny,
kids.
but I kind of respect that you're,
Training.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Rocky 1987, Sega Master System. You can only, so there's only three opponents. There's Apollo Creed, Clubber Lang, and Ivan Drago. I, I think the rounds, it's like 10 rounds each or something, but I got my ass beat by Apollo Creed.
It's
Like
only two
the
buttons,
controls
right?
were simple. Like he got knocked
Yeah.
out, he got up, I got knocked down, I got up. And then the third time I got knocked out, I was tapping fucking every button on my keyboard and I
Yeah.
stayed down and I got knocked out.
Now,
And
dude,
it
I
was
won.
like, go back to training. And I'm like, the training doesn't do anything.
Was the training in this one? You
The training, I think, was
punch
in
the
both of
bag.
them. Yeah, you're punching the bag.
Yeah, it's just the speed bag in this one. The other one had a lot of
Yeah.
training modes. I was like, okay. No, in this one, dude, I beat Apollo Creed.
I can't
I
believe
knocked
you.
him. I had to knock him down like five
I
times,
know it was hard as shit.
and he only knocked me down twice. So we
Damn.
just know who's a better gamer in 1987. Sega Masters. And I'm just saying.
Yeah, I got my ass beat, but I thought it was I was actually it was really colorful. I thought the sound was really good. I think it
Mhm.
looked great.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like
the,
that one.
in Computer Gaming World 1988, they reviewed it and said Rocky had the most eye-popping graphics.
Eye popping. Wow, that's kind of
He's not
crazy.
wrong.
Like, who's
And
writing these reviews in 87? That's kind of cool.
weirdly, it cost. This is the cost. This is fucking weird. $33.90.
33.90, huh?
How is that like that? Like that wasn't like a conversion. Like I found an old sheet of paper with like the prices from games then. Like why? Who makes that price?
I don't know. Maybe they could. Maybe the company used to be able to make the game price, and then after a while, they had that rule where you max out at X price or whatever, and you can
Oh,
only sell
maybe.
it for X. I don't know.
What
You're
was
a video game
the?
podcaster, dude.
Okay, so the next game in this series was the next game not until 2002.
87. What was this one? Oh, that one's the one we just talked about.
I guess it. So this makes less sense because I would think that when the movie franchise died, they would
That
release more
video games would
games
pop up. Maybe
like
it's just
throughout
like the reboot thing going on. Yeah, 2002.
maybe. So yeah, so the next game in the series was 2002. It was Rocky for the PS2, the Xbox, and the Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was because like a new company bought it and they were just trying to push Rocky games, but it was a single player game. I was there not like versus in it? There is a
This
two player
one,
game. Okay.
yeah, there was two-player mode.
But you kind of can play the movies in a way, but we played the Game Boy Advance version.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Is that why you thought it was like a free version?
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly why. Okay. And it
So
sucked.
so we played the 2002 Rocky, but we played the shittier, cheaper one, and I hated it.
Oh, it was terrible, dude. Did you do the training for the
No,
where
I
you're
didn't do
supposed to
any
hit
of
the
the training.
pads? Oh, dude, I tried to hit the pads. I couldn't even hit the pads. I was like, what
I
the
went
hell?
straight to the fight, and you can only pick three fighters unless you play the entire game. You can pick
Yeah.
Rocky from Rocky 1, Spider Rico, and a guy named Dipper, which I don't know who the fuck Dipper is.
That's a throwaway. That's like
Yeah.
the producer's son or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. You know, it's Dipper. Yeah, come
I
on,
saw
Dipper.
there was a movie mode where you can play like it in the role of the movie. And I was like, oh, there's cutscenes. That's weird. This is a Game Boy Advance. I'm sure they're like really bad cutscenes.
Yeah.
So I clicked on the cutscene. It's not even a cutscene. It's a compressed picture with text below it. Like I thought maybe a really bad compressed audio of like a
Yeah.
50-year-old movie. No, they couldn't even get compressed like video of this old movie. But it's just pictures of Rocky from the movie with text under it and like Apollo Creed. and you can't go any further, and you have to do these fights, and the controls are fucking atrocious. And I don't know
Oh,
if
I
you
hated the
need.
controls. I hate the controls more than
I
anything.
didn't know if we needed the shoulder buttons for like the Game Boy Advance because
Maybe.
I feel like I was doing nothing.
Yeah, because even during training it was like shoulder and then B button and I was like I don't have a shoulder so just hitting B and they were like you're in fact I did the training for the pads. I
Yeah.
couldn't hit any of the buttons properly because they weren't marked right. I don't have a
Of
shoulder
course.
button and at the end it gives you a rating. It called me a chump.
Oh,
It
that's what your
literally
mom
said
called you when you
chump.
came out of her legs.
Yes. And that was I was 5.
You came out of your mom's
Yeah.
when you were five?
I stayed way too
You
long.
stayed. It
Yeah.
was good rent. It was
Good
free.
rent. It's you see rent prices right now? Do you blame me?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Everyone
So
go back in the womb.
go back.
Yeah, so I would rate that Rocky 87 five Southpaws out of five, right? Yo.
Oh, the 87 one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yo, make a
Yep.
face.
That's it.
Ready?
Do this.
There
Yep.
we go. And
Did you capture
then
it? Is that gonna be our picture?
I don't know, maybe.
I hate
Maybe I'll
it.
just like morph your face.
Into like a fucked up sly face or like
Who you call fucked up?
yeah. Do you think
Sly, you gotta leave. You can't be interrupting our Zoom call.
you keep getting in here and asking for blowjobs or offering blowjobs? We don't know which it is.
What's the difference? I guess he's right. All right, see
He's
ya.
right.
He left again.
Yo, we could bring him back to those kids who made fun of us and the dog
Oh
and
my God,
punched
he
you
beat their fucking ass.
or blow their
Or
fucking
blow them.
head.
I
I
mean,
don't
either
know.
way, he seems really interested in something like that.
Maybe something like that.
But the Rocky 2002 one, the Game Boy
Yeah,
version, I feel like even for the time, it was a bad
bad. Hmm.
version.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it came out on Xbox and PS2, and I've seen clips of those ones, and I was
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. It's like full 3D. This was just a really bad conversion of that.
I don't think it had the capability to do it, so it was really just forced. And they were like, "It's gonna suck," and they're like, "Well, we already promised we're releasing it, so
Yeah. Oh
push it through."
shit. We just bought the rights to Rocky. Better do it.
Yep, do it.
Uh, the next one was kind of the same. It was just a better version of it. It was 2004. So we only played those two that we just said.
Hmm.
2004 was called Rocky Legends, and
Yeah.
I think they just took everything that you were able to do in Rocky the 2002 one and just made it a little bit better. Like made the
Hmm.
storyline better and made the controls better.
Yeah.
I think the gimmick is you can play as one of like the famous like matches from the movies.
Yeah.
So you can do Ivan Drago versus Rocky,
Yep.
but you
I'm
can
looking
have
at it there.
Ivan Drago win.
Okay, that's exciting. Isn't that what everyone always wanted when they watched the movies?
Yeah, I wish the Iron Curtain stayed up.
They call you the sickle and hammer. That was your
Yeah,
nickname in high school.
they call me the sickle and hammer. It's a long nickname.
It is really long.
Yeah, but Rocky Legends was. I feel like a Rocky from 2002 and Rocky Legends from 2004. I definitely remember them in like all video stores, and definitely remember like seeing like commercials for them and shit like that. So those are like very prominent in my mind. I don't think I ever played either one of those though. Weirdly, you would
No,
think
I
that I
didn't play
would.
either of those. It's weird. None of these games really stand out as I remember them from back in the day, or that I played them, or even rented them, or I don't know, knew people who did.
I think the next one. What was the next one? The next one was a PSP game.
I saw that. I don't
It was
know.
called 2007 from the Rocky Six, Rocky Balboa. Wait, so there's nothing like cool about. I don't know. I remember there was a PSP game, but yeah, there's just a game based on Rocky Balboa, the movie,
I feel
where
like
you cry
none of
about
these.
your dead wife or something like that. I don't know.
That's what you do. You just cry the
Yep.
whole time. How about the one that was I think that's next, 2016, the Rocky.
Yeah, I think the next one was 2016. Was it the VR one?
No, no, before that, this game, interesting rhythm mechanic, or is that the
Oh,
PSP
th
one?
there was a mobile game. There was a Rocky fucking mobile
Yeah,
game.
yeah, and that's crazy to me because like it doesn't look like Rocky.
No.
Nothing on here looks.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, I guess if you're doing a shitty mobile game, Salai's probably like, I don't want to give my likeness, or probably he should have. I don't know.
Well, then how did they get the name to it? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if Stallone owns the name Rocket. Like, I don't
He
know if
might
he
not. So
owns.
they bought
Yeah,
Rocky, but not his face and everything.
yeah.
That's pretty funny. So then, what was the point of the name then?
Let's get people to buy it,
I guess. Can
or
you
get people
imagine?
to download it. I don't know.
I guess. Anyway, that one looks like kind of shitty.
So that was 2016. The next one, I think, was it right before Creed came out or right after Creed, where there was a VR game. It was called
Hmm.
Creed Rise to Glory.
This is, I knew you were going to go right to the VR one. It's your favorite.
2018. You needed VR technology. I think I remember this coming out on the PSVR, to be honest.
Actually, it looks pretty cool.
I was gonna say a boxing VR game
Is a
makes
good
more
idea.
is a really good idea. Yeah.
They actually have other boxing VR games.
I think I'm actually DLC. I think they scanned me. I think I'm actually DLC in it.
But the even crazier is when you load up you to fight, you're wearing a VR headset and your hand is in your pants.
So as the boxer, you're
Yeah.
viewing a guy in a VR headset with his hands in his pockets,
Yep, that's
and
it.
it's
And
just
that's
me
you.
on the set,
Yep.
and you're playing either Michael B. Jordan or Stallone, just wanting to
Yep.
punch me in the face.
Yo, they're going right at you. You're going like, yeah, that's nice silver hair. That's what you're
It,
saying.
so it was actually paid DLC. Like people had to pay to get it. It wasn't free.
That's amazing.
It was called the Authentic DLC.
The authentic DLC. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I actually always wanted to try that, but I think even every time I saw it in like a retro game store or anywhere, because it came out on the PS4,
Hmm.
it always said the VR headset's required. And I'm like, just fucking change it. Like I'll play a first person boxing game.
I almost feel like you can you do that? What games did that? There was
Some
a game
games
where
have done that, like just
left
for a
stick,
random.
right stick are like your hands or something.
Well, games have done that. Like a random example is like there was a PlayStation Plus game. It was a Star Trek game, but it was first person
Hmm.
and it started as VR. And I was like, oh, I'll never play it. But then it became free on PlayStation Plus, and they converted all the VR isms to like just using the mount the analog. So I'm like, why can't you just do that for every VR game?
I don't know. That's actually a good point. Maybe because it takes time, money, effort, and coding it and all that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I would play it if it was. I would have bought it if it wasn't just VR. But
Would you really have bought it?
come on, you know I wouldn't have. You know, I just say.
Yeah, I
You
know
know, I just
exactly.
say that. I say that so like Sony or Xbox hears me say it,
And then donates it to you.
and then
You
doing it, it's
want the
like, oh
free
my God,
stuff.
this guy's a real fucking gamer. And then they
This
look at
guy's a
my
gamer.
Spotify rating history, and they're like, all
Uh,
1 stars.
this guy doesn't seem like he's helping the community
Does
very
this guy
much,
have
does
like
he?
a vendetta against specific podcasters?
Wow, he's giving out 100 stars. Wait, with 100 ratings?
Oh,
That doesn't make sense. That's
that math doesn't
101
that
star.
math doesn't add up. Weirdly, I thought that VR game was the last Rocky game ever released, and that
Created.
was like 2018 or something like that.
Was the one after that?
Little did I know there was a Rocky game like a year ago, 2 years ago.
That doesn't sound right.
Where is it? Is it maybe you had the other list I gave you, but it was called
Uh,
Rocky. Fuck, Rocky.
2021. Rocky franchise. No, it's this one
It's
right
like
here.
Rumble Boxing or something.
Big Rumble Boxing. Creed
Yeah,
Champions is the latest video game adaptation of the film and series, and it has
and it
like
looks
Super
so that
Punch.
looks like more like over the top and goofy.
Yeah, yeah. It's the NFL Blitz of the Rocky games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point. But I
Yeah,
think you can
see?
play as all the Rocky movie characters. But I was so shocked. I was like, they're still
Ivan
making fucking
Drago.
Rocky movie games.
Yeah. Dude, as long as it'll sell, they'll keep making it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same as me.
That's
You
as
know what
long
they
as you'll
say, right? You
sell.
know what they say, right?
Yeah, Hammer and Sickle Dan.
Hammer and sickle Dan sells.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised. And looking back, as much as I love Philly and Rocky, I'm not a huge sports game fan. So like, I don't know. Make like a rock. Here we go. Ready for this?
Oh boy, here's the
Rocky
idea.
game
Let's do
idea.
it. Okay, this
Rocky
is really
Kart.
good.
Rocky Kart. Like Mario
I don't
Kart?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Now I'm sorry, I've missed that. So they're all in cars?
Yeah, yeah,
Carts.
like go-karts. Like,
Okay.
and they have
Let
like
me
big
understand.
heads and they're sticking out of like really small cars.
Okay. They did this for Garfield. I don't
Yeah,
see
well,
why it wouldn't work for
obviously there
Rocky.
was a Garfield cart, there was a Nickelodeon cart.
Was there a Nickelodeon cart? That's
I'm
kind of
pretty
funny.
sure. There's probably like a porn cart.
Fact check you.
Um, but Rocky Kart, just I don't know. You have so many characters from the Rocky series.
Hey Mick. I don't know.
You can have Mickey.
Yep.
I'm
Oh,
gonna win, right?
yeah. Oh, dude, that would be great
Yeah,
actually.
and like the power-ups can be like someone like Mickey can throw like beer bottles.
Uh-huh.
Rocky can throw Apollo Creed's body because he's dead.
Okay, that's
So that's like an
pretty
ultimate
dark.
power up.
Now, wouldn't Apollo Creed be a playable character also? Conflict of interest, but
Yeah.
that's
So the
fine.
only thing that they can change about that is Apollo Creed himself can't get the dead Apollo Creed power up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That,
See,
that
see, I
totally
fixed
does
it.
check out. Otherwise, it's weird.
You can be like uh Apollo Creed's trainer, Duke. I don't know if you remember him.
I don't remember Duke. Ivan Drago,
You could be Spider Rico. Yeah, you could be all these people. Michael B.
Federico.
Jordan,
Yeah, Mike.
and
Yeah,
you
I
can
like that.
go to all the dirty streets of Philly.
Yep, Kensington, and you can go to the bar and tell that like 14-year-olds not drink or something. Is that what he
Yeah,
does in the first one?
and you can be the
Okay.
14-year-old.
You can. She's in there too, and she says, "Don't tell me how to live my life."
Yeah, doesn't she
She
say
says it
like
like
suck an
that.
egg or something?
Oh, she does say something
Or
like
she gives
that.
him the finger.
She's rude. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
rude.
yeah.
Hey,
Rocky
you don't
Cart
want to be rude, you're just a kid.
was
Rocky,
Stallone.
you're
Are you
back?
back? Was that Stallone? Is he back?
Yeah, this time I'm here for Dan.
Oh,
He's
oh my
such.
God! You want to ask me a question? That's crazy, Mr. Stallone.
Yeah, I just remember we was doing the movie in the set, and we saw you go into the breakfast place, and
You remember me? Oh wow,
yeah, your outfit was trash.
wow, Mr. Stallone. I'm so sorry. I didn't. I was just trying to act like dress like you.
It's okay. I'm still looking for Nick. Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Nick is also here.
All right.
Nick.
Listen, I'm here. Yeah, about that blowjob?
Oh wow, he really.
Wow. You didn't even offer it to Dan, even though you knew him. Yeah, he dressed like trash. All right.
Yeah. So there
So
we
you gotta
go.
leave. You gotta leave.
Okay, he's out of here.
He's out
Stallone.
again. Yeah.
There we know. Stallone doesn't offer BJ's to people that dress like trash.
He doesn't like you. I don't know why. And he just
Yeah.
likes me. That's crazy.
I really do want to check out that Super Rumble, whatever because I saw that it came out on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, here
Am
it
I
is,
wrong?
guys. He secretly is a Switch fan.
Well, I actually haven't turned on my Switch in like, I don't
Are
even
you
know,
buying a
like
Switch too? Is that it? That's what this episode's all
I
about.
think,
Go
well,
ahead.
wait, by the time this episode comes out, will the Switch 2 be out?
I don't know when it's coming out. I'm a fake
Maybe.
fan.
I don't even know. Yeah, you are a fake fan. I'm not going to get a Switch 2 because I barely play my Switch 1. And
So that's why you need this game to come
I
out on
only
the
play
Switch
like
One.
more cartoony games and like less games that are like graphics heavy.
Intensive? Yeah.
Yeah, on my Switch. So like that boxing game seems like kind of goofy. It seems like the most recent there was a recent wrestling game that was kind of like it harkened back to like the N64 wrestling games. It was called Battlegrounds,
Yeah.
WWF Battlegrounds, but it looked like old 90s ones.
Like THQ style.
Yeah, like it was like over the top,
Okay.
like you can throw people outside the ring and shit like that.
I did see that. That
Yeah.
actually does look like it's up your alley.
So
You can
anyway,
create some
Rocky Kart
characters. Yeah.
and Rocky Kart should be a game.
All
Or
right, I'm into
how
that.
about Rocky Simulator?
So what do you do in Rocky Simulator?
You
Like
do
you
everything except
train?
boxing.
So- Actually, people would be into a training game.
There you go.
Like literally.
But it's Rocky Simulator
Okay.
when he has cancer.
What if it's like a dating sim though?
So who's
So
he
you can
dating?
increase your strength. I don't know, like a 14-year-old on the streets. Yeah,
So let me
it's
get this straight.
Rockophilia.
Rocky.
Yeah,
So it's a simulator where you play as Rocky and you're trying to date the 14-year-old?
she's just one of your options. Adrian's there.
Okay. So let me get this
Uh,
straight. In the movies,
Mick. Yeah,
Rocky was going to choose between a 14-year-old and Adrian to
yeah,
marry
and
and
he
be
had his
with.
hat. Yeah, that's how the
This is a
movie
fun.
unfolds.
I honestly don't think this game is going to make it past the ESRB.
It'll just have a nice AO,
Hey, AO rating.
which is funny because that's what he says, isn't it? AO.
Hey, yo,
He could say the
you
rating
can
right
say
before.
AO.
AO, I like that.
Oh, shit. So we're going to go on a break. And when we come back, unless there's more ideas should we keep going Rocky ideas?
I don't even know. I mean,
How about
uh,
Rocky Blowjob Simulator?
that's like a blowing yourself.
Well, it's more like a point and click where you play as Rocky and you call
Oh,
other people from the Rocky franchise.
and you see if they're into it
Yeah, see if
one
they
way or
want a
the other.
blowjob, like the way Stallone just asked us.
Yeah, correct. But to
I
other
actually had
people.
to block him from entering the Zoom call.
What about what about Rocky going into all the movies Sylvester Stallone's been in?
Oh, I'm okay with that. So what would
The,
that? So wait,
what was the
so
prison one? Daybreak? Daylight? Do you remember that one?
Daylight was the one where they got caught in the tunnel.
All right, so check this.
Yeah,
Daylight. This is a real thing that happened, and you just reminded me of it. We work with this guy who was really dumb, and he
you
was
can't
into
say that
movies.
anymore.
He was pretty dumb.
Okay.
Um, and we were into movies, and he would always have movies or whatever, and they were like, "Yeah, in Daybreak, is that what it was?
Daylight.
Daylight. Jeez, I'll
Yeah.
call it whatever I want, dude." In Daylight, there's a scene where all the rats like crawl out of something and go somewhere,
Yeah.
and at work the guys were like, "Yeah, damn, all those rats were going and doing this and going to the light," and the guy goes, they trained them rats," and everyone stopped, and I was like, "Oh my God." He thinks those rats were trained to go towards the light or something. I still think about that in that movie.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So that's the Stallone movie you hold to heart the most.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it, but all I think about is the rats that crawl out that they were all trained to go in that direction and like they're actors. They're ratctors.
Raptors. Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want Stallone to be in Daylight,
Yeah, he can be
or
there and he can do whatever he wants.
he could
Or
be
in
training the
Cliffhanger.
rats.
He could be Cliffhanger. Remember that?
Stallone could be Cliffhanger. I don't think Stallone would last 1 second in the movie Cliffhanger.
Like in now? Or you mean
Well,
Rocky,
I
by the
mean,
way?
he's a boxer, but he can't fucking climb.
And you keep calling him Stallone. That's Balboa.
Oh, Bob, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Rocky.
Sorry.
Just call him Rocky.
Balboa wouldn't last 1 second in Cliffhanger.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't. Would he do well in
He
Dredd?
wouldn't last 1 second in
Judge
Expendables
Dredd?
either. He'd get shot in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, he would. How about Judge Dredd?
He would
He
get
could
shot in two.
box.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
way I
okay.
see it, Rocky
He's
Balboa, the
getting shot.
character, would
Yeah,
get shot in
in
any
every
movie that Stallone was previously in.
yeah, just about. I'm trying to think if he was in any rom-coms because that'd be funny for him to get shot in a rom-com.
Now, I actually don't think he's been in any movies where he's funny.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, that's why he should have. That's why when I said "Yo, Rock" and he nodded at me, that should have been the start where I like handed him my script.
I think that he really would have appreciated that, I think.
Yeah, I should have been like, "Hey, this is a script I've been working on," and he opens it and it's blank, and I'm like, "Me and you could write it together, dude." Like, and then he stops filming Creed, and he's like, "I got to go talk to this guy."
I actually think he would have changed his life dramatically.
So speaking since we're going Stallone crazy and Stallone heavy right now, we're
Uh-huh.
gonna go on a break, and when we come back, I have a Stallone quiz for you.
Oh,
It's it's
actually,
a it's a brand new section of the podcast. We're gonna do this every week now.
all right, I'm
It's
into
gonna be
it.
called Quiz Vester Stallone
It's always about Sylvester Stallone every week.
every
It's a
week.
weekly. Okay,
So we'll
I'm
be
fine.
right back into this, and we'll come back with the quiz. So get your pen and paper ready, and get your boxing gloves too. Okay, Nick, are you ready for the Quiz Vester Stallone
I guess I'm really
or
actually
the
nervous.
Sylvester Quiz?
Quizlone,
Yeah, Quiz
Quizlone.
Alone.
Okay, yeah,
All
I
right,
am
and
ready
they're
for it.
video game related,
Okay.
so I'm not just like kind of copping out. Okay,
I
question number
really
one.
hope it's not based on me having listened to this episode already.
No.
All right, good.
Sylvester Stallone showed his bare ass in what film that was never turned into a video game?
Rambo.
No, I have to read you the answers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's all always going to
It's
be multiple
multiple
choice.
choice? Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
A, The Specialist.
Okay.
B, Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
C, Demolition Man. Or D, Ants.
Demolition Man. Is he getting washed down?
I
Like
have to
after
take that
they.
answer because he gets frozen and you can see his butt. But in the movie,
Okay.
the Specialist is the correct answer.
So why do you have two answers where I could see his butt?
I don't know.
Okay. And why was Ants in there?
I don't know.
Okay, you're just trying to throw me
He's
for a
in
curve.
Ants.
Is he?
Yeah, he's one of the voices in that movie Ants.
No, I didn't know that. Does he have like a
So
weird
the
shaped head?
Specialist is a movie where he plays a bomb expert, but in it he has a crazy sex scene with Sharon Stone and he shows his butt,
Oh, okay.
and
I'll
she
have
gets
to
really
investigate this.
naked and she's really hot. So,
All right, I'll check it out.
okay, next question. In 1971, the very first commercially available arcade game debuted. 1 year prior, Stallone landed his first leading role in a film which was actually a pornography. What was the name of the porno movie? A. Italian Sausage Stallion. B. The Party at Kitty and Studs. C. Rambone First Boner. Or D. Ants.
I like how all of these came after all the names would have come after this year. So it was like predicting the future. B, Party at Bonnie and Kit's.
Yes, correct. It
Okay.
was Party at
Thought I
Kitty and
heard that before.
Studs.
Sure. Yeah.
Apparently, he knew it was a porno. It was like a softcore porno. He had no money, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna pay you." He was sleeping on the subway, and they were
Really?
like, "Be
That's
in this porno." And it was
crazy.
the first movie that said Stallone above like the. It was his first starring role.
Wow. Congrats. Congrats, Stallone.
I wonder what his
Dreams do
kids
come
think
true.
about like his first starring role being a fucking softcore porno.
I mean, there's a lot of people who show off their bodies now. So,
I mean,
like
yeah,
online.
we're a pretty sex positive
Aren't
podcast.
you you're OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, only
Or in your
Dan's.
case, it's only Dan, singular. There's only
Yeah, it's
one
only
Dan.
me, and I'm fully clothed. I'm in like a winter jacket.
Looking for donations.
We're
You sit
looking
on the
for
lawn
donations
chair.
to get
Yeah.
more jackets
Yes.
to cover up more.
Yep.
Third question. I guess it's the final question. What Sylvester Stallone movie has four video games based off of it and also co-stars an actor who actually married their own daughter in real life, therefore making it the only video game franchise to be fronted by a sexual predator? A. Rambo.
Okay.
B. The Expendables. C. Rocky 3. Or D. Ants.
It's got to be the Expendables, I guess. I don't actually know.
Incorrect. It's Ants.
Wait, what?
Woody Allen is the star of Ants. Woody
Oh,
Allen, you
you
know Woody Allen
forgot.
married his own daughter, right?
I forgot about that. It slipped
There,
my mind, and I also didn't realize
there's
Woody
four
Allen's
Ants
in
video
that.
games, and two of them
And
are kart racers.
also that through okay. So the Ants not only has a car racer, which apparently everyone does.
Yeah,
They have
except
two.
Rocky.
Rocky does not yet. They have two.
There's two kart racers. One's called like Ants Racing, and no one's it's Ants Extreme Racing.
S- Why was there a void in the video game community that
I
doesn't
don't
need
know. I
another
don't even
Ants
think
kart
Ants the
racer?
movie was that big of a hit for them to make four video games on it.
That's why I assumed it couldn't have been Ants. That's
No,
crazy.
this is all lead up to Ants being the final answer.
I think I realize in retrospect that's what you were doing, but I didn't know at the time. So,
Originally, none of these questions had any video game relevance to them. They were all about like Stallone's butt
yeah,
and Woody Allen, and
yeah,
then I was like, oh shit, I gotta add video game
something with a
references.
video game.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's what we do here.
yeah. So the quiz Vester Stallone. Let me calculate your score.
Okay.
Ding ding ding, TKO. You got
Uh,
no answers right.
I did get one answer
Round one, you got one answer
right.
right.
Knockout by someone else.
Knockout by yeah, Southpaw and the winner, and
Southpaw.
still
Uppercut. Just say
uppercut.
words, you don't right.
Uppercut title match.
Block.
Yeah. Do you
Do you
have
block in
any
video games?
Stallone questions at all?
No, I didn't get to that yet. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell the podcast. You said I could ask Sylvester
I said
Stallone
I have
questions.
some Stallone questions, and I said you can make some
If
up. It's
you
no big
can.
deal. But to me, it really
Yep.
is a big deal.
I know. He's going to talk about this. He's going to have therapy about this. He's going to
Oh
talk to his
yeah,
friends about this. You're going to text so and so as soon as this is over, right? And just be
yeah.
like, yep, the whole
I even
group.
dressed like Rocky. I put a gray hoodie on. I think he wears a gray hoodie on one of them.
I feel like he would approve of like a shirt that says wolf on it. You know what I mean? And the
Wolf.
O is wolf.
Rocky
Yeah.
doesn't wear like brands. Oh, you're wearing. That's what you're wearing.
It's a wolf. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gaia.
Like Rocky would do that probably.
Do you have like more than two shirts?
Did I wear this on one before?
I think you wore that yesterday.
I think that's the only shirt I can
Like
wear
I saw you. I
legally.
was driving.
Legally.
So
Driving.
my limo
Hold
driver
on. You were
said he was
driving.
driving
You're a
past you
limo driver. Uh-huh.
in East LA. We were driving
Yep.
past, and he was like, "Hey, Mr. Hun, do you want to go laugh at like the homeless people?" And I'm like, "I don't know, not today." And
You
we saw
fake
you on the
doxed
corner, like
yourself.
begging for money. Oh yeah, shit! I just doxed my last
You
name.
fake though. You fake dox, which
I
is
fake
good
doxed my
because
just like
it's like you did it wrong.
I was like, that guy on the street
Uh-huh.
looks really poor. Like, let's see what his story is.
Did
And
you
it was
roll down
you.
the window in slow motion?
Yeah. And you were like, "Hey man, you got some time?"
Can I give you a blowjob? Is that what
Yeah,
I
and that's
said?
where that came from.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
And I was out there with Stallone, and now we're making a porno.
Oh
Softcore.
shit. Do
Full
you
circle.
play like do you have you ever played a boxing game?
Yeah. On the what's the VR headset? The new one?
Is it
Forget
Oculus?
who makes it. Yeah, the Oculus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a
It's kind of
boxing
fun.
game?
Yeah. You can two hands and you
Huh.
uppercut and you
I
punch
guess the
the
only
dude.
one I ever played was like Wii boxing or like Connect boxing.
Yeah, it's like that, but not 40 years old grandpas. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. It
Come on,
docs my
dude.
age?
I'm gonna dox your age.
Is
You're
this how we're doing
21.
it now? You're 29?
You're 14.
Oh my
And guess what I
God.
just committed?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of boxing games. I think, I think in one of the past episodes we talked about HBO boxing from the 90s. I feel like I remember Ready to Rumble. Is that a famous boxing game?
Yeah, it does sound really
Knockout
familiar.
Kings,
Yeah, it
one
does.
of them.
Yes. Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I played those like early 2000s boxing games, but I was just like, oh, I don't really know any of these people. I don't know any of the controls. I'm just not going to play these.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Everybody played.
Oh yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's the
Everybody
cover
plays that
art
one.
for this.
Oh yeah. See, you didn't
Stallone and
even bring it up.
Drago and Mike Tyson, Mario referee. I
Yeah,
think
that's
my
perfect.
original name for this in my notes from like literally years ago was just
Mario
punched.
referee.
It was punched out, like punch apostrophe D, and I'm like, that's a really.
Uh-huh.
Why would I even think that's funny?
Who came up with the name? Did I?
This name,
Yeah.
Ready to Mumble. You think you came up with that?
No, actually, that doesn't sound that great.
You think okay? Has there ever been a time that you came up with the title for an episode of this podcast?
Yeah, we did it live on one of the minis, and you were like, That's
Oh
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
name." Yeah, so don't
Wow,
forget it.
this dude will live and die off of this one moment in his life.
Oh, listen. All right. Here's a quiz for you, Hotshot.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
say you got ingrown toenail, right?
okay, yeah,
How do you treat it?
yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've
You,
had an ingrown toenail on
you don't
my.
even worse. Here, I'll dox her.
Okay,
My girlfriend says you got to trim your nails. So
okay,
trim my fingernails. Like that's what I do. I'll use
yeah.
the clipper, right? I don't use the clipper on my toes.
Why not?
I don't know. I pick them off with my fingernails. Is that crazy?
Interesting. I think we're gonna get less viewers now because of this.
Anyway, just because she wanted me to do that, and now my toe is infected.
Oh my
Or
God, is
like
it really?
ingrown. Well, it's not infected. It's just ingrown.
Dude,
So I'm soaking it, and guess what? I did it during this episode. I soaked it
you're
in
soaking
Epsom
it
salt.
currently?
Yeah, Epsom salt, dude. You never heard that?
I know Epstein salt.
Epstein Salt Island?
Epstein Island salts.
No, it's just something else. So there, you failed. You don't even know how to do an ingrown toenail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You might be dead next episode.
I could be. Either way, I feel like it helped with the episode.
I think it's a good capper because obviously we always end, not
Hmm.
always, but we're gonna end the episode with a hint for the next one.
Oh, we're hinting towards the next one.
That's what we're gonna do every week now, or every other
Uh,
week. So I'm trying to think of a hint for the next episode that's gonna come out in 2 weeks.
I know. I was just looking at it being like, what's a hint that's not
Well, I
too
guess
much,
I was
isn't
just
too
gonna say I could say
little?
one word and that could be the hint that everyone assumes it's gonna be about.
It might be too much. What's the word?
It's a piece of bread. Okay. How about this? Burnt
Go
bread.
ahead.
Burnt bread? Is that not a clue?
That's not a clue.
Toasted bread?
That's not a clue.
That's not a clue.
No, I don't think
I'm
so.
fine. I'm just gonna say the word toasty.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's the
I see
giveaway
what you're
clue.
saying. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good. Yeah,
But burnt bread, was that not a clue?
yeah, I didn't put two and four together there. And I also thought you were gonna say celeb heavy.
Okay.
Celebi.
Also, I mean,
Celeb heavy.
celeb heavy is also another clue. So celeb
Yeah.
heavy
And burnt bread.
and burnt bread are the two clues. Maybe toasty is also a clue. We won't let you know.
Maybe toaster. Maybe take one with you everywhere you go.
Maybe if you're taking a bath, bring a toaster
Maybe
in
you're
there.
taking a bath. It's your most
You know,
recurring
it's
joke.
something I really wanted to try a couple months ago. But thanks for tuning into our 5 years in the over 5 years in the making. Rocky Balboa.
5 years, we finally got there.
Five
We did
years,
some we
I've
did some
reminded
impressions.
myself, and
Uh-huh.
Nick, and to quote Nick, 5 years
Fuck
ago,
Rocky.
fuck
Yep.
Rocky, which is
Yeah.
crazy because wait, I'm getting another phone call. I'm getting another Zoom call. Yo, guys. Oh, hey,
Rock,
Stallone,
you're
what's going
back.
on? Like,
Hey,
is everything
what's
okay?
up?
Do you need help? Yeah, I came to the conclusion. Oh, about the episode? Did you like
Oh,
it?
yeah. What did you think?
I want to blow both of you guys.
Oh
Oh,
no, that's
we gotta
awesome.
end this.
Oh, we
Okay,
have
we
to
have to
go.
go, folks.
You
Game
want me to
on,
leave?
TKO,
No,
title
no.
match.
Stay here, Rock. Don't leave.
Don't.
We're just ending the episode. We need you here.
We need you here now. I'll be
All right.
right there.
All
All
right. So
right,
yeah,
folks. We'll see you later. What, you got
game
something?
over. That's
Game
it.
over. Bang, bang.
Game over. Bang, bang, bang.
Bye.